Let's be honest, guys, push-ups are harder for women. We have different sets of challenges. In fact, we carry a higher percentage body fat and more of that fat near our hips. What this means for push-ups is that even if you weighed exactly the same amount as the guy next to you, you need to have more core strength and you need to have more force happening through your arms to lift that load. But the truth is, push-ups are a fundamental movement. Everything from getting off the ground to counterbalancing the strength you have from climbing requires you to work on this skill and movement. And being able to stabilize your trunk while you exert force with your arms is going to come in handy for sport and for everyday life. So it is worth it to work on them. The other thing I kind of love about push-ups is they can literally be done anywhere, from a hotel room to your kitchen to outside in the parking lot. All you need is yourself to start building that strength. So let's get into 5 quick tips to skyrocket your push-up performance, no matter if you're trying to work towards your first push-up or you're trying to hit 20 in a row. My first tip is often overlooked. In order to make progress, you really need to focus on quality over quantity. I often see the push-up form change drastically from first rep to last rep. The truth is, if you're changing the way you do your push-ups throughout your set, you're going to be changing what muscles are working and likely going around the weakest point or that thing that's actually holding you back from doing more push-ups in the future. Instead of aiming to eke out a couple more push-ups in a set, think about doing quality push-ups where you're not quite going to your limit and keeping top-notch form. If you want to add more push-ups into a workout, add them by adding another set instead of adding poor quality reps. Now, we're going to talk about exactly how many reps to do in our 5th tip, but first, let's talk about the setup for a quality push-up. So you want to do your push-ups or push-up variations with intention. To set up, let's start at the ground first. So you want to push your fingers gently into the ground to really create tension through the arms and all the way through the chest. Then, and this is an incredible tip, you want to try and pull the ground apart. Imagine that you've got a mat beneath you and you're pulling it apart with both your hands and your feet. This is going to create tension this way that's going to keep your chest proud as you do your push-ups and going to keep your glutes engaged on the lower half of your body. From there, you're then going to want to squeeze your glutes and tighten your core so that you stay as one solid line from your heels through to your shoulders. Letting that back drop or sway is going to be one way of going around your weaknesses. Finally, imagine a rope pulling the top of your head away from your heels and your heels away from your head. This whole body tension is actually really hard to hold. So even just patterning this top position is going to help you do more push-ups in the long run. From there, you want to slowly lower with your elbows going at about a 45 away from the body, hands underneath your shoulders or just slightly wider. And the bottom position actually brings us to my 2nd tip. Bring those push-ups all the way to the ground. That first push off the ground of a push-up is often the hardest part. And so sometimes I'll see people go around that by only bringing their push-ups to about half depth. Then when they try and see how many push-ups they can do in a row, what they'll find is if they actually do a full range of motion push-up, they can't do that many. So there's 2 ways that you can pattern this. The first is to do full-on hand release push-ups. So I go all the way to the ground, I unweight, wave my hands, and then push back up. The second way is I can pick a target and I'm going to come down until I touch that target and then go back up again. If doing these full range of motion push-ups are really tough, then my next tip is for you. Tip 3 is to reduce the load at the hips. Now, as I mentioned earlier, as women, we carry more weight around our hips compared to our upper body. Now this makes it harder in 2 ways. First, it means you actually need more force through your arms to lift you up. And the second way it makes it hard is it makes it harder to stabilize, keep that strong straight line through your entire body because you've essentially got a weight in the middle. Now, one way to make this lever shorter, of course, is to do your push-ups on a raised surface. I'm sure we've all seen that tip, and that can be really helpful. But if you're close to getting reps horizontally, or if you are trying to do more reps horizontally, then a great way to do it is to actually just reduce the load at the hips when you're in a horizontal position. You can do this two ways. If you have access to a gym, you can place a band around your waist that's suspended from a pull-up bar, and that is going to make your push-ups feel lighter at the hips. The second way you can actually do this is a pair of leggings around your waist held by a friend if you're at home. It's shocking, actually. Just a little bit of support there can make it feel like your push-ups are way easier, and you're gonna be able to pattern correct movements and get stronger. And my next tip is to work hard and then rest hard. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you know that I'm a broken record when it comes to this point. At the end of your workout, you are weaker than at the beginning of your workout. You've tired out your muscles. And the only way you're gonna get stronger is if you have enough rest and fuel to rebuild your muscles. If you wanna make progress in your push-ups, make sure you're doing them 2 to 3 days per week. At a maximum, do them every other day. Challenges that get you to do push-ups every single day are gonna make you sore, but in the long run, they're not gonna give you as much progress on your strength or your ability to do push-ups as a program that incorporates rest. My second last tip, and I talked about this before, is the number of reps you should be doing. Now, I believe that no rep range is a bad rep range. What we want to do though is make sure that we're not doing the same rep range over and over and over and over again. I'll often see 3 sets of 10 come up in programs over and over and over, and what that's ignoring is working on the different components of your fitness that will make you stronger in the long run. You want to make sure that you're addressing power, strength, muscle size, endurance, and range of motion with your workouts. And you want to focus on one aspect at a time. In fact, with clients, I often get a huge breakthrough with them by focusing on a different aspect of their fitness that they've ignored. So you can work on your power in your push-ups by completing a small number of reps very quickly on the way up and slowly on the way down. And if it's too easy to do just 1 or 2 push-ups, you can actually add weight to your back here and then work on that power. You can work on your strength endurance by slowing your reps down and by doing larger numbers of reps with shorter amounts of rest. If this is really hard at first, you can still use that banding trick to make each rep a little bit easier, but get your body used to doing more repetitions in a row. You can work on strength by doing accessory movements. Think of bench press, chest flies, tricep extensions, and weighted plank holds. By working on parts of the movement, we're gonna make the entire movement stronger. And we can increase our muscle size by doing sets that make us feel the burn. So you want to reduce your overall load and really lean into that burn. I promise you, by adding muscle, you're not going to look bulky. You are just going to look fit and fabulous. Would these tips help if you're not a female? Yes, but they're going to really help with the specific challenges that females have when it comes to doing push-ups. Being able to do a large number of push-ups is incredibly empowering, and it makes you feel like you can take on any challenge, and I wish that for you. So spend 6 weeks. Focus on a program that helps you get better at push-ups, and if you're interested in being ready for any adventure, join our Adventure Ready crew. We do workouts together on the WILDR app. All right, I hope you have a WILDR day. We'll talk to you guys soon.